Okay, good afternoon. This is Debbie Davis. It is November 15th, 2025. Okay, so I wanted to touch base about several things. Okay, so the last video, a couple videos ago, you heard me make this appointment. I was trying to, since I can't get any care at the VA. I tried to go to another clinic. Okay, so now it seems that Optum is trying to infiltrate other clinics. Now they're extending their tentacles. This deep state CIA agency seems to be extending their tentacles into other hospitals, and they've been infiltrating since COVID. If you don't think so, it's true. Okay, and it started happening. They started infiltrating with these contract tracer nurses, which are not real nurses. Okay, and they were most definitely a part of killing people at hospitals. Okay, so if you don't think this is like some kind of emergency going on in our healthcare system, I really don't know how else to prove it. It's been going. They've been openly getting away with murder since COVID, and it's still happening. Okay, so not only is Optum not allowing me, okay, so I can't get any care at the Minneapolis St. Paul VA. I can't get any community care. I can't get my travel pay. I can't, right now I can't even get any of my medications that are actually prescribed medications. They're prescribed medications that have been prescribed to me for at least 8 years, as needed, like just as needed type things. And so I so I had I couldn't get any my primary doctor was prescribing me as needed through primary, and now she's gone, so now I can't get any medication that way. And then so now I'm attempting to reinstate with my other doctor that I had in Sioux Falls, and they were preventing me from making a phone call. Okay, and I'm still having issues with my phone. And this is way beyond an issue where it's just, my storage is full, so my phone's not working. Because they keep trying to say, oh, well, your storage must be full. Oh no, like I've spent like a whole week, and I'll spend like weeks. I'll delete hundreds, and I'll still have this issue. Okay, this is a hacking. This is the Masons and the CIA, these three-letter agencies that are hacking. This is how they isolate the whistleblowers, and this is how they isolate us so they can take us out. Okay, so then if you'll be isolated and you have no way of using your phone or any device to call for help. I mean, I don't care. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious, and it's been happening to me for years. This is how they do it. Okay? So anyway, so now so I did get a call back from the nurse in Sioux Falls, but I still haven't actually talked to the doctor there. Okay, so then I tried, I was trying to just get like some basic stuff that I was out of at this other hospital, River's Edge, and they completely denied me care. They said, well, you need to see some kind of a regular doctor for that. The ER can't prescribe. Well, even though these things have been prescribed to me before and all this different things, and I had a prescription and everything, oh no, they wouldn't re-prescribe anything. So, I believe that this is Optum now extending their tentacles into other clinics. So I'm warning people, River's Edge, okay, and now then I had that they wouldn't give me anything, so then I tried to get an appointment at this other place called Open Door. These are just prescriptions that I've already had for things before that I'm just out of, because I had no doctor for years at the VA that could re-prescribe me different things. Even though like I said, I've been requesting a new doctor for these type of things, and they would not get me in to see anybody. I mean, we're talking years. This is how veterans have been dying on waiting lists. Okay, so then I went to this, tried to get an appointment with this other place. As you could tell, I was on the phone. It was called Open Door. Then I'm on the phone. I get an appointment for 3:30 on Friday. As you could hear, just go back to 2 videos ago. And they they called me that morning. They said, no, that provider is sick today and she cannot see you today. So what they're attempting to do is they're attempting to put a new provider in there that is a deep state Optum provider. This is how Optum is infiltrating now other facilities. So we have a healthcare crisis trying to murder people, and especially murder veterans in this country. And of course we know who it includes. We know it includes Tim Walz and Omar. Okay, so then I go in there and I said, I don't even believe that I was talking to a real scheduler, because they have my phone calls being being sent. My phone is hacked. Okay, so then they have my phone calls being sent to these scheduling centers that are actually run by the CIA. So I go in there and I said, well, I tried to reschedule my appointment for Monday, but I'm not really sure if anything was actually rescheduled, you know.
Medical appointment with Dr. Angela.
Yes, she left earlier today as she was not feeling well.
Oh, conveniently. See, it's not. It has nothing to do with the doctors not feeling well. They're being moved. They're being moved by Optum, who is a CIA asset company that is targeting veterans, trying to kill veterans. Okay, there's been 30,177 veteran suicides since this targeted individual program, since the Patriot Act came out. And they are targeting veterans. If you don't think so, I mean, I've done lots of videos proving it.
Rain.
She's one of the schedulers.
Okay, so then I had talked to this woman named Rain,
Can I speak to her?
and then they wouldn't let me see her. She doesn't even work there. Okay, so the scheduler that I talked to, that I talked to that said, oh yes, we can reschedule it for you on Monday.
Okay.
This lady, her name was Rain. You can just listen to 2 videos ago. She doesn't even work there. There's no Rain there. They confirmed. There's no Rain. They wouldn't let me see her. They wouldn't let me talk to her. She doesn't work there. She works for Optum. Do you understand what's going on here? This company is infiltrating it's an infiltration of our VA. And now they're extending it to, now they won't even let me get care anywhere else. Not the VA, but now they won't even let our veterans get care outside in other facilities outside the VA. Okay, so this is attempted murder of veterans. Okay, I don't know how you could call it any different. So can I talk to Rain? Can I talk to the lady who scheduled? So she didn't have me scheduled. So she said, we said on Friday, we said can I just move it to Friday at 2:30? And she hadn't gotten anything scheduled for me, and there wasn't even a Rain working there. Okay, so this was me on Friday.
Is Monday at 10:30.
Okay, so then I made another appointment, and I don't really trust that going into this clinic, but this Rain lady who I talked to on Friday to reschedule it, she said she called herself a scheduler, and she was the one who would not give me her last name. Okay, this is how the CIA, all the people that work for Optum, they will not give you their last name because they know they're deep state agents. Okay, there was no Rain working there. She had not scheduled me for 2:30. This lady rescheduled me. There was no appointment rescheduled for me like I thought, and there was no Rain working there because Rain works for Optum. So they had my phone call being bypassed to Optum, and with this Rain lady pretending to be a scheduler for this Open Door clinic, and they had no appointment scheduled for me at 2:30. I said, so you're telling me there was nothing rescheduled already? And she said, no. Would you like to schedule something? And I said, yeah. And so then I rescheduled for something, but now I don't even trust going into this clinic, so I believe they've been infiltrated. So okay, so now we got not only can we not get care at the VA, we can't get care at other facilities. So now they're extending. So we have clearly we have a national health crisis going on in. It's a health crisis. They're trying to kill. They killed my friend's mother at the clinic in Edina, Minnesota, the M Health. Okay, they openly murdered her. Okay, she was, if you haven't seen that video that I played with me and my friend John, I mean, I asked him, I said, what happened? He was the witness there. And he said his mother was given something by IV that killed her. She was euthanized. Okay, so they're euthanizing people and getting away with murder here now in Minnesota. This is the healthcare. Okay. Okay, so here, if you listen to this, this is me. This isn't from me. This is John, who was there with his mother. Okay, at M Health. So Omar has been in. This is her district.
But it just,
and
he couldn't keep up.
this
and so he thought maybe she
hospital
had a lung infection. So that's why originally
called
we brought
M
her
Health,
in.
which is her district,
And,
got away with euthanizing his
thought
mother.
Maybe it was just an infection. Okay, so
I'm just I'll fast forward so you don't have to hear the whole thing, but get to the end where he openly says, what happened at the end was that she had been given something which killed her at the end. She was euthanized.
they refused to put that in the stomach.
Yeah.
So
no.
when he finally got back there a week
They
later,
said, no, we can't do that.
they had
And then
given
you said,
her
well, if
any
you're not
feeding
gonna
tube,
do any
anything
more
in the
treatment for
stomach,
my
even
mother,
though
and you're not
because it
gonna
was something
feed
to
her,
do with
then
she
I
was
would like to have
aspirating.
my mother moved.
So then he
is what
requested
told
something in the
physician, right?
with the feeding tube,
And we were thinking,
and they didn't do that either. So
at
she
this
had
point
been
we were
starved for a week.
Obviously, seeing how dangerous this hospital was, and so we were trying to see maybe if a different hospital, and they would not let you move her. And the physician just said no.
So then he tried to
even
get
though
her
you have power of
moved
attorney.
because he could see that
And you have
they
medical
weren't going to
power.
do anything
John
to
has
provide
medical
care
power of
there,
attorney,
and they
there's
refused
two
to
different
allow
kinds of
him to
power of
move
attorney
her.
that you had, right? Like a regular power of attorney and medical.
John had
And they
had
would not
$1,000
listen to a thing
power of
he-
attorney.
They wouldn't do a thing he asked.
So
yeah.
Omar has guards.
So
Had guards, Somalia guards,
so
that
then
were
I
preventing him from
talked
being
to
back
a
there
neighbor
to
here,
actually save his mother's life, and his mother was
since
murdered.
then, and she said she lost her friend over there. That was only like 64. She went in for COPD.
Patty
and,
lost her friend.
Normally, it's just
Patty lost her friend. She had
normally they can bring
had
it under control
episodes
with some kind of
this
medication,
other lady who I became friends with over there, Patty. She said her friend died of COPD there, about 6 months prior. Where she normally, when she would have an episode, they would give her something for it and she would get over it. You shouldn't have to die of COPD, but she died over there. And then when Patty went to go see her, she wasn't allowed to go in the room. Okay, they're murdering people there. This is Omar's district. Omar is murdering people here in Minnesota. She's through the healthcare systems, and the fraud, of course.
But she died there, and they would not let this lady who was her friend go visit her. So not only are they, it's like, okay, and then the final day that she died, that your mother died, they said they were giving her a pain medication, is what they told you. Dilaudid?
They gave her
Something? Said they were giving her a pain.
a medication that was respiratory repressive, and it was called Dilaudid, and I knew it would cause trouble.
She was already
So,
having
I
problems.
think
Okay, so they already knew she was having problems breathing, because we thought the whole thing that started it was like some kind of a respiratory issue where we thought maybe she had a lung infection, and maybe it was just something they could give her because it was like that's the whole thing that started it. And then they give her this medication that was actually suppressed her breathing even more. But we think that there was even more, because whatever it was, it actually slowed her breathing down completely. So it had to be something more than Dilaudid, and it killed her. So that basically they euthanized her. Omar is euthanizing the elderly there at this hospital, which isn't supposed to be legal.
Having problems breathing.
Of course, it's not supposed to be legal in the United States. So how is she getting away with it?
And that seemed to just completely shut down her breathing.
Shut down her breathing.
Yeah, and what was the reason for giving them a pain medication to begin with? They didn't tell you?
To euthanize her.
Yeah,
they euthanized her.
Euthanize her. I mean, is what he thinks, and I mean, I don't know. So he basically just watched it. They said they were giving a pain medication, and I wasn't there. I didn't see any.
Okay, so this is my friend John's mother. His father was murdered at the VA at the VA in Minneapolis, St. Paul, a year prior, or 2 years prior, I think. Yeah, I think so. Like a year and a half prior, his father was murdered at the VA Minneapolis, and so this is his second parent that was murdered by a hospital. John was absolutely traumatized. I was trying to be there to assist him through this, and then I was nothing but harassed by the police there in Richfield. I mean, he went to just go check on his house that he has in a different state, and they came over. I have these videos of them harassing me like I'm doing something wrong, even though I had full permission to be there, just watching the house. I mean, we just went, there's so, and on top of it, John had, tried showing the power of attorney to the Edina chief of police. And I said, they're not letting me back into the M Health, and I believe that something bad is going to happen to my mother. Not a single phone call back from the Edina chief of police trying to help him, even though he had his paperwork right there. He could have showed him that he is the power of attorney. So the police are part of this. The police are part of the murder of these. They were part of the murder of his mother, and they did nothing but harass me when I was in at his house. Just even though I had full permission to watch the house for him while he was gone, just checking on his other house. He wanted me there to watch the house. It was in a probate situation. It wasn't. It was still in his mother's name. At the time, and I had every right to be there, and the police had no right harassing me and telling me any differently. We have major issues here with the police, the not doing their jobs, Omar, killing people. Okay, and then so what they're trying to do now, this is of course the Mason police, so I went to try to go pick up my car. The police were harassing me, were stalking me as I went to go to the mechanic the other day. Okay, and what they've done to me before, I've talked about what things they've done to me before. So then I'm thinking, okay, what's going through my mind is like, okay, either you're stalking me as I'm going to the mechanic, so either you're going to try to pull me over illegally when I leave here, or the other thing that was going through my mind is like, okay, I wonder if that Kia dealership, I wonder if something was actually planted on my car. Okay, because there was this creepy guy. They didn't give me the right information. I went to this other place and I got it fixed by somebody that recommended a different mechanic, because the Kia dealership said it was a dead spot. Okay, I brought it to this other place. They said, no, it wasn't a dead spot. You had an issue with your S1 starter connection, and we just fixed it. And so the Kia dealership here lied to me. And then when I went over there to try to pick up my car at the Kia dealership, they had there was this creepy looking guy, tall skinny guy, that was watching me both times I went over there. Okay, and then I just saw the same creepy guy over where I'm at over here on Friday. I believe this guy possibly could have done something to tamper with my vehicle when I was at the Kia dealership. The Kia dealership gave me the completely wrong information. Then I got the police stalking me as I go pick up the vehicle. So I was totally creeped out. At this point on what might be going on with my vehicle. Okay, I believe okay, so in Texas I had these I had this situation where they attempted this is what they've done to other people, myself and other people, apparently in Texas. Okay, so I had this situation where I've talked about this, where I was staying at this this trailer park. I mean, there, what am I, the only one that's ever stayed at a trailer park in Texas over the winter? There was some neighbors, friends of mine, that stayed in trailer parks in different areas to get out of the winter in Minnesota. Like, what am I, the only snowbird? So I go down there, and I'm just staying to get away from the winter at a trailer park in Texas. And of course, I start getting targeted there. And of course, they start wondering, what I'm doing there, like thinking I'm a cop or something. Why do I have to prove anything to anyone, to the police? Like, what are you doing illegally surveilling me everywhere I go? I don't have to prove anything to you. I was trying to run a business. I had business orders coming in for my Miracle Water business. So I go down to the Home Depot to pick up some parts, and then I had this happen at this place in Texas, where I got wrongfully pulled over and targeted, and I wasn't even I wasn't even crossing the border. Why do they even have a check station in Laredo, Texas? I didn't even cross the border. Why do you have to have a check station in Laredo, Texas? It's a secondary. And I said, I didn't cross the border. I said, I went from Cotulla to Laredo. What do you even, and then I'm questioned for an hour. Just for going to Home Depot, and I believe what they were trying to do is, because I had police stalking me and different issues like I'm having here in Texas. Okay, and I know what I've heard they've done to other people, as well as myself, is what I've heard is that they have planted things on people's vehicles before in Texas, and then they catch them at this creepy check station that shouldn't even be there. It's not a legitimate check station. You don't need two check stations. You need one coming across Mexico. You don't need another one in Laredo. And a lot of these guys are creeps that work with the Masons, that are paid off.
I can't see what you're doing. No, I can't see what you're doing. Why don't
And
you want me to see what you're doing?
They held me for an hour.
I want to see what
And
you're doing.
this other guy I was with.
That's fine if you don't trust me.
Yeah, I don't.
Hey, go ahead.
Okay, and they held me for an hour.
So they have the
And then they
case
wouldn't, they said, you got to stand over here. And I said, oh, there's no way I'm going to stand anywhere that I'm not videotaping you. There's no way and this, they were, they want me to stay over there. They were trying to get me from not,
Why do you want somebody to go over there?
they did not want me to videotape. What are you trying to hide, dude? What are you trying to hide? This is in Laredo. This is a checkpoint that shouldn't even be there to begin with. I wasn't coming from Mexico. I was coming from Laredo. Okay, they harassed me for an hour. And I said, I don't believe this is any kind of legitimate checkpoint at all. Like, why are you pulling me over for no reason? And, this went on for like an hour before they finally let me go. But I believe the police were trying to plant something, and I believe these guys were working in cahoots, because I heard stories from the trailer park that they've did that to other people. Okay, this is how dirty. How dirty.
What is that black box?
They're looking through your gas tank.
My gas tank?
Yes.
This went on for like an hour.
What?
It's a camera.
You can have plus stuff in your gas tank?
Yeah. Do it all the time.
They were really upset. He was standing there watching me. He was really upset that I was videotaping them. Okay, I believe they were trying to plant something in my vehicle there. I said, there's no way that I'm not going to record this entire process, because I believe that this is a total wrongful stop to begin with. I said I was coming from Home Depot. I wasn't coming from Mexico, dude. I mean, this is non-stop harassment against me, non-stop, and it's gone on for years. and years, over 11, 12 years. And now today, I can't use my phone for shit. I can't do anything, even though I keep cleaning it out. I mean, it keeps saying storage full. Okay, storage full, even though I keep cleaning it out. This is their way of isolating me, so I cannot get any help, outside help. So they isolate the whistleblowers so they can, come in and then we have no documented evidence of the crimes they're doing against us. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I can't email right now. I can't email anybody right now. I can't send texts. Okay, so my email's full. I can't send texts. The texts are barely going through. I can't, let's see. Yeah, I mean, like Google. I try to get on Google. The only, okay, like, I just tried to go on Google right now and just Google something. That should have nothing to do with your storage. I just twice now, I'm just trying to go on Google, just something, like a search engine or something. No, that's not working. Okay. They have somebody. So I got this guy, there's this guy that I've seen at this, right across the street. And what they've done this to me before, I've talked about this ever since I was in Hastings, Minnesota. They get these people that are CIA people, and they get them to move in close to you or right next to you in different places. And what they're doing is they hack into your phone, and they prevent you from making phone calls. Okay, so I've been seeing this guy with this Dodge Charger right across the street. Okay, right across the street, and I've seen him here for a couple months now. I believe he is the one hacking my calls right now, hacking my phone right now. My phone is not accessing anything. I can't send texts. I can't send emails. Everything is screwed up right now, even though I keep cleaning it out. Okay, so this is, once again, this is the 3-letter agencies working with the Masons. Okay, this is very dangerous. I'm going to talk about other things that I've had to happen in Texas too, because there's a lot. I mean, if you haven't, I mean, I'll name all kinds of stuff that has happened in Texas. I believe that there's, and then I just heard William Mount talk about Texas today, and that there's something called well, he just talked about there's some kind of thing called a Metador database or something like that they're trying to create in Texas. That's like a big data center that is going to be part of this type of thing. Like it's part of a mass surveillance that's going to try to be a part of hacking and illegally surveilling all of us. And Texas is dangerous. I had very, very criminal issues happen to me there.